evening, everyone. We're live from Glendale Community College. My name is Seth Askelson. Thank you for joining me on this Wild Card Wednesday here in Arizona. Thank you for joining me at Glendale Community College, where the Gauchos are looking to break their 4-game win streak. They're taking on a Scottsdale team who they did defeat earlier this season. You go back to September 1st, where they won at Scottsdale 3-1. After that loss to Glendale, Scottsdale went on a 7-game winning streak, but losers of 3 of their last 5. And so we'll see if Glendale can capitalize, though Scottsdale did beat Mesa Community College last Friday 3-2. GCC lost at Pima last Friday, and Coach Stuck still without 500 wins. We'll see if she can get it tonight as we are underway here in Glendale as the first serve is over the net there by Scottsdale's Desi Reese. Now there's a set and a kill attempt that hits the top of the block. Now it's back over to Glendale's side. Kylie Smith's going to set up Montoya. Montoya goes cross court, but it's stopped there by Reese. Now there's a swing towards the back end of Glendale. Good job by Valdez to dig that out. Now there's a block, but it's held there by the Glendale's Jasmine Smith. Now Scottsdale's going to get an opportunity, and their chance goes into the stands. And Glendale takes the early 1-0 lead here. Talking to Coach Stuck prior to this game, she was talking about how her team, it's a lot mental, and she felt that the last 2 games last week, her team really wasn't ready to play, but she felt they had 2 really good practices this week. And so we'll see what they do tonight as the serve from Jasmine Smith hits Bobskovsky in the back row. And a good swing by Scottsdale gets right to the right of Talisa Valdez, and they tie the first set at 1. Now serving is Emily Holm. Holm gets the signal, few bounces, and she gets her serve over. Now it's to Jasmine Smith in the back row over to Kylie Smith. Kylie Smith sets it up, and they swing that goes too far for Alexa Tregaboff, and Scottsdale now up 2-1. Coach Stuck always preaching about not making those unforced errors, and so far at least one unforced error for Glendale as a bad pass or maybe a mistimed jump or a mixture of the both between Kylie Smith, the passer, and the swinger, Oriana Montoya, the hitter, Oriana Montoya. So Scottsdale now at 3-1 as the serve from home gets over. A bad first hit, but Glendale's going to be able to control it a little bit and get it over. Now it's going to be Scottsdale. Here's the set to Roar. Roar's going to hit it off the top of the block. She gets it down, and Scottsdale, after surrendering the first point, has scored 4 in a row and now leads the first set 4-1. Now the serve again from Emily Holm. She goes to the back row. Valdez and Jasmine Smith have a hard time communicating, but a swing there by Tregaboff hits the block. Now it's 5-1. And a little miscommunication in the back row by Smith and Valdez. And then trying to swing the ball was Tregaboff. She hit a double block. And now Gauchos find themselves down 5-1 as now Montoya is going to get a good swing. It's the first hit by Scottsdale is going to get right back over to Glendale's side. Now it's sent over again. They're picking on Reese. And the ball falls right in front of Emily Holm. And the Gauchos stop a 5-point run. So serving now is the libero, Talisa Valdez. Saw earlier in the season it was Maya Doyle who was the libero. Now it's Valdez. The freshman is Valdez's serve. A good one that was low, but Scott's able to control it. Now Montoya almost hits Jasmine Smith and pulls her down, but Glendale's going to be able to get a good swing off courtesy of the hitter Tregaboff. A battle at the net's going to result in Scottsdale controlling the ball. They get it over, and now it's Glendale. There's a swing by La Liberty. She keeps it a high, not a double hit, and now a swing that hits the ground. Good kill attempt by Tregaboff, and she gets it down. La Liberty in very big danger of double hitting the ball right at the net, but she was able to keep her hand just out of the way as she kept it alive. And now Glendale has 2 points in a row, 5-3. And a pass to the far side, and now there's a little tip that's over the block. Now Kylie Smith keeps it alive. Valdez has to get it back over to Scottsdale's. Now another swing there for Roar. That's kept alive on the Glendale side. And it falls. Kylie Smith getting into that net there. The ball falls in an awkward position right at the middle line underneath the net. And Scottsdale now leads 6-3. Now it's Bobskovsky who's going to go backside. Tregaboff keeps that alive. Now it's a swing from Montoya, and she kills it right in the middle of the defense. So the Gauchos not allowing these big runs for Scottsdale. After scoring the first one, they allowed 5 in a row. Since then, Glendale's had the 3-1 advantage. Now it's Montoya to the back row. and it's kept alive. Now here's a swing, and it's a tip over the block, but kept alive by Jasmine Smith. That was roar for Scottsdale. Now it's swing into the double block, but Glendale's going to get another opportunity. It's Lob Liberty. That's kept alive by Reese for Scottsdale. Now a back row swing goes off the top of the block. That was Emily Holm who hit the ball. And then right over the top of the block and makes a weird tip out of the reach of Oriana Montoya. And the score extends to 7-4. Now serving for Scottsdale is Rafael Temple, the 6'1 freshman out of Prescott, Arizona. She goes back row to Valdez. Valdez, not a great pass, but it's not going to allow the Gauchos to get the ball over. Not a great first pass. And then the second pass by La Liberty wasn't all that great either. Hit the net. And now Glendale down by 4. Now it's a serve to the back row to Valdez. She gets a good initial pass, and there's a swing that goes off the top of the block from Glendale. And they grab another point. They said at the top of the broadcast, Coach Shuck wanted their team to come out and get ready to play. They were down 5-1 at one point, now down 8-5. We'll see if they can avoid letting Scottsdale get any big runs. It was a bad pass, but it was kept alive and then finally sent over by Jordan. And now there's a swing by Glendale, and that gets off the top of the block and gets down, so that's 2 in a row. And going back to serve now is Alexa Tregoboff for Glendale. 8-6 here early in the game. We're still in the first set. Glendale trying to break their 4-game losing streak as there's a serve to the back. It hits Emily Holm in the chest, but Scottsdale is able to get it over now. Another bad pass. Jasmine Smith can't get it over. That was Tregoboff, who didn't have the greatest of passes. And a substitution. It's going to be Chase Conway coming in to serve for Scottsdale. Conway gets the signal, looks over at his coach, her coach, and now gets it over. Now it's Montoya who keeps it alive in the back row. It's going to be Jasmine Smith out of a great pass from Kylie Smith. She gets that one down. And the Gauchos get that one right back. Now only down 9-7. While Liberty's going to serve. Glendale weathering the storm early, down by 4, but they didn't let it get too far away from them. Now only down by 2, and they have the serve as La Liberty's low line serve gets above Kofsky, and she keeps it alive. And a swing by Holm doesn't get down for Scottsdale. And a huge miscommunication there by Defer and Kylie Smith. And the assistant coach, Nick Giatrodakis, for Glendale slams his clipboard and goes back to the water cooler. He is extremely frustrated. And Glendale must be frustrated as a whole. At first I thought it was Lisa Stuck as a swing hits the net, and Scottsdale now back up by 4, 11-7. Usually Lisa Stuck the one, the initiator of anger outbursts sometimes, and not necessarily violent by any stretch, but a little upset, and that was Giatrodakis this time. Very upset, and Lisa Stuck having a conversation with Kylie Smith. That's where we're going to leave you here as Glendale is taking a timeout. 11-7 in the first set. We'll be back. Welcome back here to Glendale Community College, where the first serve out of a Glendale timeout by Scottsdale is out of bounds. So Glendale gets a point back. They were down 11-7 going into the timeout. And now they are down 11-8 as Kylie Smith goes to the back end. Oh, and it hits the player, Emily Holm, on the leg. She was going to let it go out. And I think it curved back in because they hit her right on the left knee. And so Glendale, that's 2 in a row. And they're not letting this game get too far away from them. And they're really making a comeback as a miscommunication there by Conway and Holm works out in the end for Scottsdale. Valdez with a one-handed swing to keep it alive, but it's in no particular direction, and it falls near the ticket table here in the GCC gym. Scottsdale now extending their lead at 12-9. Now Desi Reese, the freshman, is going to serve. She goes and way too far. She was going towards the back end, and it looked like she was picking at least on Valdez. That ball goes out. Now it's 12-10. So Glendale, while only leading once in this set, 1-0, down by 4 a few occasions, but not letting it get out of hand as Jasmine Smith now serves one way too far. And service errors have just been a killer for GCC all season, and they continue. You'd hope they would be cleaned up at least a little bit by now, but it hasn't quite yet, and Coach Stuck can't be mega excited about it. And then we set up in a swing by Defer. She gets that down cross court, going right to left. And she gets Glendale back to within 2, 13-11. As going back to serve is Talisa Valdez. Now Valdez gets her jump serve to the back end. It's kept alive there by Holm. Now here's a swing, and it is killed hard there by Mesa Aurora. And Scottsdale gets themselves back to 14-11. So Coach Stuck talking up her players. Knows she wants to eliminate those mental errors and those unforced errors. And she thinks her team's game is a little more mental than physical, if anything, as a one-handed stab at the ball gets back over to Glendale's side. And there's a swing by Montoya that goes off the back end that looked like it was Emily Holm. Then it gets down 14-12 in favor of Scottsdale. So Glendale bending, not breaking, but at some point they're going to lose this set if Scottsdale gets to 25 points. So they can't keep trading like this. They really need to bring a run together. As a block, and La Liberty can't find the ball. It went off her head, and she couldn't find it. And it's going to go to Scottsdale to point. It looked like there was a violation there. Liberty's headband either came off, it don't really come off initially, but it definitely moved. She blocked that ball and it went off her head, kicked it away, and after she kicked it away, they called a violation, but I don't think that's what the violation was for. By the way, Glendale down by 3 here in the first set. Scottsdale now, it's set up to Roar, and she kills it right in the middle of the defense. And now the Gauchos back down by 4. This is the biggest deficit they faced, tied for the biggest deficit they faced all first set. It's a little too often that they're down by more than 1 or 2. And when they do pull it into within about 2, they struggle to get the game tied. As now the serve from Temple is kept well by Glendale. Now a swing by La Liberty to the back end, but Holm keeps that. Now a swing off the block. It jams into the hands of Tregaboff and falls behind her head. And we're going to get a timeout from Glendale again. We'll be back live from Glendale Community College. The Gauchos find themselves down 17-12 to Scottsdale in the first set. Welcome back live to Glendale Community College. My name is Seth Askelson. Glendale Volleyball finding themselves down 17-12 in the first set to Scottsdale. A swing by La Liberty hits the block but doesn't get down. Now a swing by Holm from the back end is going to get to Valdez. Valdez gets to Kylie Smith. Now it's Montoya off the palms there of Rafael Temple. Temple just keeping her hands up, trying to avoid getting hit in the face and chest area. And that ball goes hard off her palms, out of bounds on the Glendale side. And so Glendale back within 4. As a serve there by Tregaboff almost confuses Holm, but she keeps it alive, and there's a good kill by Desi Reese. And it seems like Glendale's defense, a lot of holes in the middle. There's been a couple times where Scottsdale's been able to kill the ball right in between the middle. That swing there nobody was on the left side for Glendale. And so Tregaboff keeps a serve that was probably going out in. She gets the swing over the net, but Scottsdale is going to get a chance after what looked like an unforced error. And now Kylie Smith, a good pass to Jasmine Smith. That's off the block, kept alive for a moment, but then hits off a Glendale player and rolls towards the exit door. And now the score is 19-13. And Glendale, who's the losers of 4 straight, need to figure out a way to switch momentum as there's a swing there and a kill by Jasmine Smith. And Glendale back within 5, 19-14. Now it's La Liberty going back for the serve. La Liberty a couple bounces. Now she gets it over. Kept alive there by the libero there, Boskovsky. Now there's a block. That's a little too far out of reach for Montoya as the ball flies towards the Glendale bench. And the score now extended to 20-14 for Scottsdale, just 5 points away from picking up the first set here in Glendale. Now a high lob serve is kept there by Valdez. And now a serve that almost goes into the net, and it's on Glendale's side. And Scottsdale head coach Regina Mannix looking for a net violation on Jasmine Smith. She played it real close, but according to the woman in the blue shirt on the podium, she said it was A-OK, and Glendale back within 5. As now a serve that was going out as Chase Conway puts her hands up, and the Scottsdale bench was yelling out. And after that, it's going to be a Scottsdale timeout. We'll see if they can cut Glendale's momentum, what little maybe they've gotten. Either way, Glendale may be hoping to continue that momentum as they come out of this timeout. 20-16 in favor of Scottsdale here at Glendale Community College. First set. We'll be back. Welcome back live at Glendale Community College. My name is Seth Askelson. Glendale finding themselves down 20-16 as a serve by Kylie Smith catches the person in the back row, Conway, off guard. Scottsdale's just going to have to get that ball over on the third hit. And Glendale not ready in the back row, maybe pushed up a little too far as it goes over everybody's head and falls in bounds. And Scottsdale looked like they were in jeopardy of surrendering their third straight point. Instead, now grabs one and is 4 points away from winning the first set as Valdez. The serve is into her chest area, but she's able to get a good pass off to Kylie Smith. Now there's a kill, and Glendale back within 4. No matter how bad Glendale's gotten behind and how bad they've looked in this first set, they've been in it. And now it's Jasmine Smith's turn to serve. She goes back in, and it gets in. It goes over the head of Chase Conway, who prior to Scottsdale's timeout, she hit the ball that was going out. This time it went a little high for her. She lets it go and it falls right over her head in bounds. And she looked over at Regina Mannix as the next serve by Boskovsky almost goes awry. And now they pass over the net, is out of bounds, and all of a sudden the Gauchos find themselves within 2. And a lot of bad errors by Scottsdale these last couple of minutes. So Glendale, who's been known a little bit for the unforced errors, might be the benefit of some as the serve hits low off the net, but gets over still. Now a back end serve is kept alive, or swing is kept alive by Smith. Now there's a swing that gets down. That's a kill for Glendale. That's Tregaboff. And Glendale 1 point away from tying the first set. As now Jasmine Smith, whose last few serves have been pretty much on point. She's going to go low, and that gets right in front of Chase Conway. She's only able to hit that ball out of bounds towards the stands. And Conway, that's her third misplayed serve in the last couple of minutes. And so Jasmine Smith on a great serve run here. Now Smith goes high, and it's a line drive, but it's kept alive by Boskovsky. Now a swing by Holm off the top of the block. Now Kylie Smith sets up Montoya. She hits it to a hole in the defense. And Glendale now up 22-21 in the first set. We're going to get a timeout from Scottsdale. We'll be back live from Glendale. Welcome back to Glendale Community College. My name is Seth Askelson. Glendale, who was once down 21-16 in this first set, now up 22-21. Jasmine Smith on a great service run here. Let's see if she can continue it. Smith goes line drive. That goes out the forearms of Holmes, but Scottsdale able to keep it alive, but not a great job to get the ball over the net. Now a bad pass, and going down was Conway. Conway having a rough back half of this first set. And Glendale 2 points away, all the momentum in this first set. Let's see if they can close it out. Now Smith, she goes to the back end, it's off Holm. Now Holm's gonna get a chance to swing. That goes up the block, nobody was ready for it. Holm kind of watched the ball come off the block over her head. Boskovsky a little late getting to it. It falls in front, and Glendale up 24-21. Now Jasmine Smith, who is doing an amazing job serving so far in this set, as now it comes to Holm. Holm's getting a bad pass, and Defoe kills it into the block. It hits the body of the Scottsdale player, and Glendale wins the first set, 25-21. We'll be back live on the Gauchos live stream. Welcome back into Glendale, Arizona, and Gauchos live stream where Glendale came all the way back in that first set. And we'll see if they can continue their run as they won that first set 25-21. Now Kylie Smith sets up Montoya, hits it cross court, but that's kept alive. And now Emily Holmes just has to pass it over. Now it's going to be Kylie Smith to Montoya. She kills it off of the hands of Desi Reese. And Glendale continuing to keep their momentum. Now up 1-0 in this second set. As there's the serve by Smith. That's going to fall right in the front of the table here as it goes off the arm of the back row. And Glendale now up 2-0. And it has been 11 straight points for Glendale. An unbelievable feat they've accomplished so far. Let's see if they can keep it rolling as Kylie Smith goes to the back end. That goes off of the hands of Conway, who had a rough end of that first set, especially with serves. Now it's Jasmine Smith. It's off the block. Conway can't get to it fast enough, and Glendale, 12 in a row, extending themselves to 3-0 in this second set. Glendale, who fell victim at one point to 13 in a row while playing South Mountain, is taking it to Scottsdale right now as Kylie Smith goes to the back end. Boskowski, a good pass there to the front row. Now there's a swing, and it goes off the top of the block of Glendale. And that breaks the string for Glendale. That was 12 straight points, but they lead the second set 3-1. And for the first serve in a long time for Scottsdale, it's going to be Emily Holm. She goes to the back row. It's Valdez. Now Kylie Smith sets up Montoya, and she kills it right in the middle of the defense. Then the score is extended to 4-1 in favor of Glendale. A great job so far by Glendale to respond. And it's going to be Jasmine Smith on the serve. Served extremely well at the end of that first set. Maybe she can keep it going here. As now Smith goes to the back, and it goes off of the arms of Emily Holm into the Scottsdale bench. It's 5-1. And Glendale using that momentum. And even though they had to take a 3-minute break in between sets, they still have that momentum. It seems like now Jasmine Smith, a low line drive. She's trying to keep those serves low, hits it in the net. And talking about those service errors, can't have them, but Jasmine Smith, who had been serving so well, so hard, and so low, maybe not too upsetting as we could see what she was trying. As now there's a serve by Boskowski to Valdez. Now Kylie Smith goes cross court. There's a swing by Tragelball. Hit right into the block. Hits up the net a couple times, and then Rafael Temple finds the ball in her arms, and she just uses her hands to cup it high. So a double hit, a carry, whatever you want to call it. It's now 6-2 in favor of Glendale. Now the serve from Valdez to the back row. Holm keeps that alive and well. Now Temple serves it, passes it cross court. A kill by Rohr goes off the arms of Jasmine Smith. And now it's 6-3 in favor of Glendale. Serving for Scottsdale is Rafael Temple. As now Temple's going to get the serve off to Valdez. Valdez, she gets out a little low. And now Montoya, quick hands, kept that alive. There was no way Glendale was really going to be able to keep that alive in a good position. And that's credit to Oriana Montoya right there. That ball came right to her. She really wasn't looking, but she stuck her hand out, kept it alive. Valdez gets it over, and then on the ensuing swing by Scottsdale, it's right into the block, right down on Scottsdale's side. And Glendale gets a point now, 7-3. As Montoya again keeping it alive in a one-handed swing by La Liberty, gets it over, and a tip over the block, hits the antenna, and it's 8-3, and Glendale not only doing the little things right now, but they're getting all the bounces. As now Morgan Peters comes in to replace Rafael Temple. And now it's going to be Oriana Montoya to serve. Montoya goes back row. Boskowski dives in front of Holm, but Scottsdale keeps it alive. There's a swing that goes off the block by Reese. Now a kill attempt goes off the top of the block from Tragelball. And Glendale up 9-3 in the second set. And this looks like the Gauchos teams of old, and even earlier this season where they were absolutely dominating. And it's continuing right now as Montoya goes back row. Holm barely keeps that up. Now Holm's going to have to send it over. She's into the net with one hand on her right hand. And it's 10-3, and we're going to get a timeout by Scottsdale. It continues here for Glendale as they've extended their momentum into the second set. They lead by 7. We'll be back. Welcome back to Glendale Community College. Glendale leads Scottsdale in the second set, 10-3. And a serve by Montoya falls in front of Emily Holm. And all of a sudden, Scottsdale has put themselves in a hole as another serve by Montoya kept alive by Reese. Now a swing, and it's kept alive by Montoya on Glendale's side. Now it's Smith. A hard swing, and it goes up off Kopsky's arms. And into the Scottsdale bench. Glendale now up 12-3, and after a shaky first set, down 21-16. They have only allowed 3 points since that time in this game. As now Kylie Smith to La Liberty, and she kills it. And it's now 13-3. And we're gonna get a timeout again from Scottsdale. Glendale leading 1-0 in sets, 13-3 in the second. We'll be back here on the Gauchos live stream. Welcome back to Glendale, Arizona, where Glendale leads 13-3 over Scottsdale here in the second set as Smith keeps the ball alive. Jasmine Smith, that is. Now Kylie Smith back to Jasmine Smith. She gets the ball over. Now a swing towards the back end there by Reese, but it's kept alive by Montoya. Now a swing by Trega Boff, a little too far. And Glendale gives up the serve, but they're still at 9 points. And Glendale, since being down 21-16 in that first set, they have outscored Scottsdale 22-4. Now Kylie Smith keeps that alive, and a swing by Montoya a little too wide. That's 2 in a row for Scottsdale. After that timeout, looking a little okay. We'll see if Glendale was able to bury Scottsdale enough in this second set to put them away. Now a swing there, and a serve by Conway. Now it's La Liberty who has to swing it a little too hard, and that's over the top, and now it's 3 in a row for Scottsdale. Now pulling the game within 13-6. Scottsdale needed that momentum breaker. They were outscored 22-3 at one point. And now Glendale trying to get their momentum back. Now Boskowski, all she has to do is get it over in the third hit. Now Kylie Smith cross court to Tregaboff, and going off the hands of Holmes. She had to put her hands up quick to keep that alive. Diving after it there for Scottsdale was Boskowski, but she wasn't fast enough. And Glendale now at 14-6. Now there's a serve by Tregaboff that gets to the back row to Boskowski. Now a swing over the net, kept there by Valdez. Now Montoya gets it to the back row. Boskowski keeps that alive. Here's a kill attempt by Holm. That's not going to get down thanks to Montoya. Now Jasmine Smith goes cross court off one hand there. A diving attempt by Conway. Now a miscommunication there by Montoya and Jasmine Smith. And the ball gets over out of bounds on the Scottsdale side. Now it's 14-7. Jasmine Smith looks a little upset about that play. I don't know if she's upset at herself with a communication error, but her teammates, both Valdez and Montoya, trying to keep it down. And Kylie Smith making the best she can with a bad pass. Jumped like she was going to pass it and try to keep it alive, but instead she goes with a quick tip over the net. And it's now 15-7. And now coming in is La Liberty in place of the libero Valdez. So La Liberty's going to serve. Kept alive, it was low, but it was handled well by Conway. Now does the back roll on Liberty. Dives, hits it, it gets towards the net, but it hits the top, falls back on the Glendale side. And now it's 15-8. Now serving for Scottsdale is Desi Reese, the 5'9" freshman out of Cave Creek, Arizona. Now Reese with the serve. It goes to the back end to Tregaboff. Kylie Smith sets up Defer. The ball still alive. One-handed there by Conway after a mix-up defensively. Now Conway keeps that alive. Here comes the swing towards the back end, and it gets down as Valdez watches it. Valdez says that was out to her teammates as they huddle up. What's important is the white shirts called it in. Now it's 15-9. So after that timeout, it has been 6-2. Well, now 6-3, but either way, Scottsdale found their game a little bit. Glendale may have extended themselves a little too much, though, before Scottsdale could kill the momentum. Now Kylie Smith on the serve for Glendale. She serves it over. It's a low line drive. Conway couldn't handle it. That gets out of bounds, and Conway, who had been handling the ball pretty well, controlling some hard hit balls and some passes that weren't all that great. Another bad serve. Couldn't get a good pass off that serve. And now Kylie Smith gets another attempt. They're going to go right back there at Conway. She keeps that one alive. It gets over the net, and Valdez gets it to Kylie Smith, who a swing that's way too far off the line by Alexa Tregaboff. And the score now 17-10. Thank you for joining me here at Glendale Community College. My name is Seth Askelson. We're here for Glendale Community College Volleyball as Kylie Smith digs a pass out of the net, and it almost falls in between everybody. But luckily, Scottsdale finally able to make up their mind on who's going to get it. Now a little tip over the block. Falls in front of a diving Boskovsky. And the score now 18-10. So Glendale trying to put away Scottsdale and go up 2-0 here on their home floor. Now Jasmine Smith, a serve that's way too high. Scottsdale finally deciding not to touch some serves that are going out of bounds. They struggled with that at the end of the first set. They watched that one go over, and now they're going to get their chance to get themselves back in it, down 7. Now Boskovsky, a floater, kept alive by Defer. A backwards pass by Kylie Smith to Montoya goes cross court. That almost gets down, but in the way there was Temple. Now Kylie Smith's going to set up Defer. It goes far, but not out of bounds, and it's kept alive by Scottsdale. Defer gets hit right in the head, maybe up the side of the face on that kill. And we're going to get a timeout from Glendale. We'll be back on Gauchos live stream. The Gauchos lead 18-12 in the second set. Welcome back into Glendale Community College. My name is Seth Ashelson. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday night. Glendale leading Scottsdale 18-12. And now there is a serve that's kept alive by Glendale. Now a swing there by Tregaboff. Not going to get down, and Scottsdale unable to get it over the net as a miscommunication by Desi Reese. And Michelle Boskovsky is going to result the ball ending up in the net. Falling on Scottsdale's side. Now the Gauchos 6 points away, from clinching this second set as that serve goes up of Holmes' upper arm. A great job defensively by Glendale to not get fooled by that quick tip over, and a kill by Jasmine Smith going to get the Gauchos at 20-12. And now here comes Valdez. Valdez, a high floating serve, not over the net. She tried it the last time around. It did get over, but unfortunately this one does not. And she gives the serve right back to Scottsdale. Now coming in is Ari King Hill, the 6'2 sophomore out of Tempe, Arizona. Now serving is Rafael Temple. Temple's going to serve. She goes to Valdez, and that was a hard line drive serve. Valdez can't handle it. And now the score is at 20-14. So now here comes a serve from Temple. Temple going back at Valdez. Valdez handles this one a little better. Now a swing from Tregovoff gets down. And Glendale up by 7. 21-14. Now the sophomore leader, Oriana Montoya, is going to get the serve. She goes to the back. Holm handles it well. Now it's set in a swing there by Rohr. Doesn't get down. Now Smith's going to, Kylie Smith that is, going to go to the back row for Holm. And the kill from Scottsdale works. The score now 21-15. As now serving is Chase Conway for Scottsdale. Now Conway going to the back row, held there by Montoya. Now it's to Tregovoff thanks to a pass from Kylie Smith. Tregovoff keeps that off the block alive. Now Montoya trying to go quick. Tries to go a little cross court, but she goes too far on the left side and it goes out of bounds. Now 21-16, so Scottsdale bit by bit down 13-3 at one point, now only down 5. 21-16. Now Valdez gets over to Kylie Smith, sets up a La Liberty, it's off the block. That was off of Ira Jordan. And Glendale 3 points away from closing out this set. As now here comes the serve from Tregovoff. Now it's over and there's a swing that goes off the top of the net from Holm. Now Kylie Smith tries to one-hand it up. She can't. Score now 22-17. And so Glendale letting Scottsdale come back into this a little bit, but they may have given themselves enough of a cushion to close out the second set. Now the serve from Jordan gets to Tregovoff. Now Tregovoff's going to get it over with a hard swing. Goes off the roof and falls right on the Scottsdale side. Went up the ceiling, that is. And it fell sharply as all Scottsdale could do was helplessly watch. And now La Liberty hoping to put this one away for Glendale. She's got to get to 24 first. Now La Liberty, a good swing handled well by a diving Conway. Now a tip kept alive by Jasmine Smith. Now it's a swing by Montoya. Scottsdale's going to get a chance. Boskowski almost rolls her ankle and falls. And a swing from the back row by Holm. Gets down off of La Liberty. Now it's 23-18. Now coming in to serve for Scottsdale's Desi Reese. Now Reese gets the signal and the serve. It goes to the back row, kept alive by Montoya. Now Kylie Smith over to Jasmine Smith. She swings. That's off Boskowski's arm. Now getting the ball over there was Temple. Now Kylie Smith, a quick pass to defer. She knocks it down. And Glendale 1 point away from closing out the second set. Here comes Kylie Smith. Looks over at coach, gets the signal from the referee and gets it over. And now looking at the ball was Chase Conway. And that is going to do it for the second set. Your Gauchos win 25-18. They now lead in the game 2-0. We'll be back here live on the Gauchos live stream. Welcome back here live to Glendale Community College. My name is Seth Askelson. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday night. Glendale leads 2-0 in sets. Let's see if they can close out Scottsdale on their home floor, ending a 4-game losing streak. Kylie Smith gets it over to Defer. Defer hits it into a block. And so the start not great for Glendale, down 1-0 here in the third set. As now serving again is Desi Reese. Scottsdale fighting the momentum that Glendale's really pushed on as a serve falls right in front of Tregaboff off her hand. And now it's 2-0, so Scottsdale maybe building a little momentum of their own. They were able to cut a 10-point deficit to 5 at one point in that third set. Glendale closed it out. And now a little miscommunication by Valdez and Tregaboff at first, and then some more miscommunication by Jasmine Smith and Valdez. And it's 3-0 Scottsdale, and Glendale cannot allow Scottsdale to pull too far ahead in this third set. Now it's a serve that Valdez keeps in due to her judgment, and now a swing by Montoya is too far for the back line. And it's 4-0, and all of a sudden Glendale losing a little bit of their swagger, at least in the start of this third set. Now the serve towards the back end. It's Valdez who handles that. Kylie Smith sets up Defer. Just like the first time around in this set, Defer hits into a block and it falls on a Glendale side. And Glendale's now surrendered 5 in a row since winning that second set. And here is the serve from Reese. Now Kylie Smith to Montoya. Montoya with the tip this time instead of the hard block. Or the hard swing, that is. And that gets down, so now Glendale stopping a run of 5 by Scottsdale to start this game. It's going to be Jasmine Smith who served extremely well down the stretch in that first set. See if she can get her services back. That's a line drive. That one's right at home. She keeps that up. Now there's a swing towards the back end, and it's kept alive by Jasmine Smith. Kylie Smith now to Montoya. Soft little swing. Doesn't fall in the middle of the defense like she probably wanted it to. And a kill there by Roar as she throws it right off of the arms of Valdez. And 6 of the first 7 points gone to Scottsdale in this first set. As now the serve by Chase Conway, who's had real difficulty handling serves from Glendale. She gets a good one off there, and now a swing by Defer falls in the middle of the defense. And the score is now 6-2. Now it's Valdez, who's really been picked on all night by the servers of Scottsdale. Maybe she can start a little service rally of her own. As now there's the swing, and that is kept alive by Young. Now the swing, and it's kept alive for a moment by Valdez. That was Holm who got Valdez mixed up a little bit in the back row. And so Scottsdale is going to get the serve back. Now it's Boskowski. More mix up between Valdez and Jasmine Smith. And Montoya hits it off the block and out of play. Now the score is 7-3. Now Montoya is going to serve. Montoya gets over the net. Kept alive by Holm, not great, but another improvisation there by Temple. Kylie Smith did that last set. Bad pass into the net. She used a quick tip instead of trying to pass it back, and Temple decided to use that trick, and it worked. So 8-3 here in this third set. Montoya keeps that one alive, and now there is a swing. Gets over, but it doesn't fall on the Scottsdale side. Now it's Holm. She gets it off the top of the block, but not down. Now the ball comes over, and it hit the top. It was on the top of the net, and without touching the net, Araya Jordan was able to get it over, and we're going to get a timeout from Glendale. They're trailing 9-3 in the third set, but they're up 2-0. We're back here on the Gauchos live stream. Welcome back here to Gauchos live stream. My name is Seth Askelson. Glendale down 9-3 in the third set, but they're up 2-0. So that's a good part for them as Kylie Smith tries to get it over, hits into a block. It does, but Scottsdale got it back over quickly. Glendale able to recover. Now a swing by Jordan, a soft one, but it doesn't get down, and that's kept alive by Glendale up the Scottsdale block. Now it's Tregaboff, hits that one into a block. That gets down. And now it's 10-3 in favor of Scottsdale. And now serving is Rafael Temple. Temple going to go cross court and out of bounds. Montoya, great decision to look at it. And that goes wide. As now Tregaboff is going to be the server for Glendale. As Tregaboff gives a couple bounces and now serves it over. That goes off of home. Good job to get it towards the front, so a good pass can get off to Jordan. Now he's passed from Kylie Smith of Glendale, and La Liberty couldn't get that one down. And Holm, who was trying a little tip over the block, hits the net instead before he can get over. And now Glendale back within 5 for being down 10-3. And now a serve there from Tregaboff goes to the back row. It's at Holm. Now Holm's going to have to do her best to get it over. She does. Now Montoya gets it over to Kylie Smith. It gets to La Liberty, and that goes through the block of Araya Jordan and Emily Holm. And that's 3 in a row for Glendale. And Tregaboff will continue to serve. And now there is the serve that stays alive. Now a set and a swing for Holm. Holm can't get that down over the block. Now a swing there by La Liberty up the top of the block. That gets down. And so the Gauchos now within 3. That's 4 points in a row for them. And it's 10-7. And now a swing by Tregaboff, kept in there by Conway. A little more miscommunication, but Boskowski finally gets it over. Now Valdez gives it to Kylie Smith. Cross to Jasmine Smith. That's kept alive. Kylie Smith with another pass. It's going to be Jasmine Smith. Gets it to Boskowski cross court. She keeps it alive. Now it's Emily Holm. She goes towards the back. Valdez keeps it up. Now there's a swing into a block by La Liberty. That gets down on Glendale's side. And the score is now 11-7. And so Glendale trying to get themselves back into it. A little confusion on the server for Regina Mannix of Scottsdale. She gets a substitution in, and Emily Holm will be serving. Now it's Holm who goes to the back for Montoya. Montoya keeps that alive. Now it's Kylie Smith, the quick tip. Tried that earlier in the second set. It worked this time around. Doesn't work all that well. But either way, Glendale trying to get themselves this 3-set win as La Liberty tries to go to a back, but instead she goes wide. And the score now 13-7. As Scottsdale's gone up by 6 now. Now here comes the serve from Holm. Holm goes to the back end. Kept up by Montoya. Kylie Smith now over to Jasmine Smith. That's off the block and out of bounds on Glendale's side. And the score now 13-8 in favor of Scottsdale. So Glendale, just like in that first set, they didn't go away and they ended up winning that first set, scoring 9 in a row. Maybe they can repeat something similar. Now La Liberty with a hard line drive serve that's kept up by Holm. Now a swing cross court by Rohr. That gets down in front of La Liberty and Tregaboff. And Scottsdale's going to get the serve back. Up 14-8 here in the third set, but down 2-0 in sets. Now there's the serve towards the back end and a misplay by Tregaboff. Originally she was going straight up on it. Then she turned her body and her hips out and got her hands out and went right off her forearm and off the back wall. And so she gets replaced by Maya Doyle. So Lisa Stugg not playing around all that much, trying to break a 4-game losing streak. Let's see if they can do it in 3 sets. Now a swing towards the back end. That goes off the ceiling. Oh, off the ceiling, off the net, and Scottsdale able to get it over. A couple of lucky bounces for them. Now off the block, and Glendale is going to get another chance. Now a swing that gets down, and it's 15-9. And so, in the third set, Glendale only down by 6. Now it's Kylie Smith on the serve. That goes towards the back. Emily Holm and Bobskowski have a little miscommunication, but in the end it's Emily Holm. The swing off the top of the net and down by Mesa Rohr. And so into the game, and now serving is Reese. And now it is going to be Desi Reese to serve. And she gets it over. Valdez keeps that alive. Now Kylie Smith over to Montoya. She swings. That's to Emily Holm. Holm kept that alive. Now it's going to be Royer who goes towards the back end. That's kept by Valdez. Now Jasmine Smith for Glendale. Right to the back corner where nobody in black and pink was standing. And now the score is 16-10. And so Glendale trying to battle back here in the third set and their 4-game losing streak and get out of here in 3 sets. Now it's Jasmine Smith. She serves a little low, but Bobskowski keeps it alive. And now Bobskowski's going to get it over to the net. Now Smith keeps that up. It's set up, and it's Montoya with the arch swinging down. And Glendale back within 5. 16-11. So Glendale doing a great job, and they bending, not breaking. And if they can get out of here in 3 sets, they would much enjoy that. As a quick pass and kill by Kenya Duran works for Scottsdale. And they extend their lead to 17-11. We're going to get a timeout from Glendale. We'll be back here on the Gauchos live stream. 17-11 for Scottsdale in the third set. 2-0 for Glendale in sets. We'll be back. Welcome back live at Glendale Community College, where Scottsdale trying to close out Glendale in the third set. But Glendale still leads 3-0 as Tregoboff with a great job of keeping that alive. And another not great job by Conway, another error that is. That ball looked like it was going out and Conway kept it. Now a swing that gets down, and Glendale back within 5. It was Conway who looked at a ball and that was going over her head, and she is struggling out there right now. She does not look like she's maybe in the best place mentally, and maybe Valdez will pick on her. She's going to, and she keeps that alive. Conway, that is. Now a tip over the block by Holm, and it gets down, so Scottsdale extends their lead back to 6. And Glendale down 18-12, but up 2-0 in sets. Hoping to break a 4-game losing streak as Jasmine Smith now keeps that alive off the serve. A swing off the top of the block is still up for Scottsdale. Now a swing goes off of Valdez's arms, hits the back wall on Glendale's side. And Scottsdale now up 19-12. Closing in on their third set victory. Still have a long way to go though. If Scottsdale wants to win this, we'll be here for 5 sets. As now a swing, Jasmine Smith keeps that alive. Now Tregoboff over to Montoya towards the back end. That's kept up there by Conway. Now a swing that's going to get down by Emily Holm as the defense of Glendale is looking. And the score now 20-12 in favor of Scottsdale. Now here comes the serve from Boskovsky. Now kept alive by Valdez. Now it's a swing by Tregoboff. Hits into a block, but it's still alive. Now a quick swing there by La Liberty off a Scottsdale player and out of bounds. And the score now 13-20 in favor of Scottsdale. So Scottsdale needing only 5 Last time they were up 21-16. That was in the first set as there's a kill there by Holm. Now they have 21. They were up 21-16 in the first set. Gave up 9 straight to lose that set. And including that 9-0 run, Glendale proceeded to outscore Scottsdale 22-3. And so that's how Glendale's really built their two-set lead. But Scottsdale looking to get themselves back into it as there's a swing towards the back end there by Temple. Now it's Montoya who gets it right at Conway, but she keeps it alive as she ducks her head. Now it's Kylie Smith to Jasmine Smith. Mistimed her jump a little bit, but it was right hard into the back row, and Regina Mannix looking for a double hit on Kylie Smith on her pass. She's not going to get one, and instead Glendale's going to get the serve. Now it's Maya Doyle who comes in. Doyle, who we haven't seen much, replaces the libero by Talisa Valdez this season, and she gets a good serve off as now a swing by Araya Jordan, very weak and into the net. And so it seems when Scottsdale gets 21 and is in leading, they can't really do anything great as they've given up. Since having 21 on the board and in the lead, they have given up 11 straight points. We'll be back here on Gauchos live stream, where the Gauchos are battling back in this third set. Welcome back here live at Glendale Community College. My name is Seth Askelson. Thank you for joining me. It's going to be Maya Doyle on the serve following the timeout. As Glendale trying to come back from down 21-13. They have 2 in a row. And Doyle gets it off the net and over. And that's 3 in a row for Glendale. So winning the lead and having 21 on the board, it's been 21 and in the lead for Scottsdale. It's been 12 straight points for the Gauchos. So now Doyle gets towards the back. And going up for is La Liberty, and La Liberty may have got either a double or carried it over, and Mannix jumps up from her seat, understandably and probably rightfully so. Not necessarily happy about the call, but either way, a hit by Glendale goes out of bounds. And so now it's going to be a serve for Scottsdale. This time it's Emily Holm. Holm's going to go towards the back end. It's kept alive by Montoya. Now Kylie Smith gets it over to Jasmine Smith. Her swing off the block, and Emily Holm keeps it alive. Now it's over to Rohr. Rohr gets that down. And 2 points away for Scottsdale to pick up the third set. Glendale has fought valiantly. So 23-16. Now it's going to be another serve by Holm of Scottsdale. It's now Montoya who keeps that up. Swing by La Liberty goes right to Temple. Now it's Rohr with the swing. Valdez keeps that alive. Now Kylie Smith goes across and a tip high. That might have been going out. Now it's kept alive. Boskovsky's not going to be able to get to it. Initially looked like it was going out. Holm kept it alive. Not a great pass. So going after and diving for it was Temple. And then Boskovsky trying to use one hand to get it over. She couldn't. And so Glendale getting another chance to get themselves back into this as La Liberty. A line drive serve is kept up there by Holm. Now Scottsdale a quick tip and kept alive by Doyle. Some mix-up as the tip by Jordan caused a lot of scrambling to go on. And that swing by Jordan hits the top of the net without hitting the block. It gets down. And the score now 23-18. And here comes the serve from La Liberty. La Liberty gets it to the back. Holm keeps that alive. Now it's kept up. A little tip over the block there of Glendale. going to hit the scorer's table up in front here. And it's 24-18, 1 point away from Scottsdale picking up the third set. Now it is the serve there by Jordan. Jordan gets it over. That's almost out by Valdez. Keeps it alive. Kylie Smith has the run to keep it up. Now it's Montoya with the swing that doesn't get down. Now a swing off the top of the block. Maybe a little costly by Valdez. And Scottsdale picks up the third set. We'll be back here. Scottsdale wins the third set 25-18. The Gauchos still lead in sets 2-1. Welcome back into Glendale Community College. My name is Seth Askelson. Thank you for joining us on this Wild Card Wednesday. Glendale up 2-1 in sets. Lost the third one, but able to swing momentum a little bit towards their way, but they're going to get the first serve as Law Liberty's going to get thrown a ball. She gets one. Finally, as she had two balls thrown her way, finally gets the one that was thrown from the official here at the scorer's table. And we are getting this fourth set underway as Law Liberty goes to the backside to Boskovsky. Now there's a swing that's into the block, but it doesn't get down thanks to Boskovsky of Scottsdale. Now the swing is kept alive by Montoya of Glendale. Now Jasmine Smith swings. It gets to the back end of home. Now set up in a swing that gets down for Kenya Duran. Then a score now 1-0 in favor of Glendale. Now coming in serving, that was in favor of Scottsdale. Chase Conway now the server for the Artichokes. There's a little miscommunication, but Valdez gets to the ball. Now a swing that goes off the top of the net. That initially was caused by a little miscommunication by Tregoboff and Valdez. And now all of a sudden, 2-0. And it's starting to look a tad similar to what happened in that third set. The way Scottsdale started, now Valdez keeps that up. Kylie Smith back, and getting it down was Defer. So now Glendale not allowing to get the set to get out of hand on him, as Kylie Smith serving only down 1. Now Smith gets the serve over the net, kept alive. It almost gets down on Scottsdale's side, but running over to help there was Temple. Now Jasmine Smith after a pass from Kylie Smith. Maybe another carry. It's not going to get called, and into the block. It was Defer and Jasmine Smith, and now Glendale's tied the game at 2. So now it's Kylie Smith on the serve. Smith trying to get the momentum back for GCC, and it line drive serve off of the hands of Conway and Desi Reese. And Conway struggling all game, especially with handling serves. And so Kylie Smith off the net, and going up was Defer. She gets blocked to the net. Now it's Montoya off the block. Boskowski uses one hand. Running after it, there's Conway. It's alive now. Boskowski gets it over. Valdez over to Kylie Smith. Gets it up to Montoya. She swings, tries for the back corner. It's too far. And when it looked like Glendale was going to go 4-2, now they're tied at 3s. So 3-3 here, 4th set. Glendale leads 2-1 as Boskowski goes to Jasmine Smith on the back row. She keeps it alive. Now it's Tregoboff one-handed over. Now a pass that goes into the block, and it's kept alive. Now a swing by Defer. Gets down, and every time Defer swings, she is so jacked up. And so 4-3 in favor of Glendale. It's going to be Jasmine Smith on the serve. Now Smith. She waits, now serves. Gets it over the net, and it's kept alive by Holm, who hits it right in front of the diving Reese. Now the ball gets into the hole of the Glendale defense. And it is now 4-4. Is now coming in for Scottsdale as Ari King Hill. And serving is Rafael Temple. Now Temple gets it over the net. Kept up by Smith, by Jasmine Smith. Now Kylie Smith with the punch. And a swing by Tregoboff goes off the net. Scottsdale played off of it a little bit. Luckily, Jordan was playing long enough to keep that alive. Now another swing by Tregoboff. Up the hand there of Rafael Temple, and it goes out of bounds. And the score is now 5-4 in favor of Glendale. As now it's Valdez. Valdez, a good serve, gets to the back row. Holm keeps that alive. Now it gets passed back to Holm. She swings, it goes off of Valdez's hands. And out of play. And we are now tied again in the 4th set. So Scottsdale not able to jump out to the big lead like they did in the 3rd set. They're trying to extend this to 5. Glendale trying to end it in the amount of sets their losing streak is currently at, which is 4, as Montoya helping the cause with a good swing and a kill. And we are now at 6-5. Now it's Montoya. Montoya serves towards the back row. Boskowski keeps that alive. Now it gets over and a kill there, or a kill attempt by Rohr. She can't get it down. Boskowski dives to keep the ball alive. A tip by Rohr. That's kept up by Tregoboff. Now it's all Liberty from the quick pass from Kylie Smith. That's going to get down on the Scottsdale side into the net. 7-5 Glendale, as they are working their hardest to get out of this game and out of their losing funk. As a swing towards the back end on Glendale's side is kept alive by Valdez. Now it's Montoya with a good swing, but that doesn't get down. Boskowski sets up Rohr. She hits it to the open part of the defense on the right side. And Scottsdale back within 1. 7-6. Glendale and Scottsdale at times a little defensive lapse. Some defensive lapses, really. Just a few holes, and it's when the teams are scrambling. As now a swing there by Traegerball from a good pass by Smith is kept up by Scottsdale. Now a swing by Rohrer, gets it through the block and gets it down. And we are now tied at 7. As now it's Araya Jordan. Jordan now gets it towards the back end. Valdez keeps that alive. Kylie Smith over to Traegerball. Traegerball hits it off her palm. And into the net. It's 8-7 Scottsdale now. So real teeter-totter here in the fourth set. Unlike the first 3 sets where the start were really dominated. The first and third by Scottsdale. The second by Glendale while they were still in that huge momentum swing. Kylie Smith keeps that alive with a punch and Valdez gets it over. Now a swing into the block by Kenya Duran. Gets down on the Scottsdale side. And the score is now 8. And Lisa Stuck yelling at her team to stick to the plan. She talked about sometimes keeping it simple and a very weird play. I'll get back to that in a second. That was off La Liberty at the front of the net as the swing goes into the net and goes the point to Glendale. It went off La Liberty, and then Smith had to make a quick move. They hit La Liberty in the shoulder. Jasmine Smith had to make a quick move, and Glendale was still able to get it over, but a little call off guard. There's a serve off the net. That doesn't fall. Now towards the back end, it's Valdez who keeps it alive. Kylie Smith to La Liberty. That's in the block. Glendale can't keep that up. And now we get the score of 9-9. So the fourth set getting a little more intriguing as we go along. As now going into serve and it gets over the net. It's kept in by Montoya. Now the swing by Jasmine Smith that goes off the block. Now it's kept up and here's the swing towards the back end by Roy. That's kept alive. Now Kylie Smith to Jasmine Smith. Off the top of the block there by Temple. Now a tip, but it's kept up by Traegerball. Now La Liberty with a tip. One-handed and kept alive by Duran. Now a swing towards the back end. Gets down on Glendale's side. And it's 10-9 in favor of the Artichokes. And we're getting a quick timeout for a water spillage or a sweat spillage, making sure nobody's slipping out there. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. And so 10-9, Jasmine Smith out there cleaning up the spot, getting cheered on by her teammates over at the bench, but Glendale trying to use that as a little quick huddle timeout, and the official having none of it. Either way, Scottsdale 10-9 in this fourth set as that serve hit Valdez in the chest, and a swing by Jasmine Smith's going to get down inbounds on the back line. And now it's 10-10. So Glendale not letting this set get away from them like they did the first and the third. And now La Liberty gets it towards the back, kept up by Holm. Now a pass there to Reese. She gets it over and it's off of La Liberty's hands. I don't know if she got caught in between and what she wanted to do, or the ball slipped off her hand. Either way, it gets down. And Glendale is down 11-10. Now the server is Chase Conway. Conway goes towards the back. Kept alive by Traegerball. Now a swing from Defer. Goes off the hand of the diving Conway. And it goes out of bounds. Glendale now tying at 11. So Kylie Smith getting another serve. Conway struggling all night with serves and handling some simple passes to her. As now they're going to pick on her, but she keeps it alive. There's a swing off the top of the block. A quick tip. The ball got popped high in the air. And then quick thinking and a quick tip by Kenya Duran gets it over. And Glendale now down 12-11. And now Boskovsky, a good serve to her libero counterpart Valdez, and Glendale gets the ball over the net. Now Kylie Smith gets the ball off of a swing. It hits hard off her hand and goes off the ceiling and out of play. So Scottsdale now with 2 in a row. The game at 13-11. Now Boskovsky, a low line drive serve, but that's kept up by Smith. Now Montoya into the block. Jasmine Smith with some quick thinking, and then a quick swing over the top. The ball, luckily Defer and Jasmine Smith were able to get a block up to avoid a good kill. And now Holm with the tip, kept alive by Jasmine Smith, but she wasn't able to keep it up. And now the score out to 14-11. And we're getting a timeout from Glendale. We'll be back. The Gauchos lead the match 2-1, but Scottsdale leads the fourth set 14-11. Welcome back here to Glendale Community College, where Scottsdale scored 3 in a row to get up 14-11 here in the fourth set. Now Boskowski going over to Valdez on the serve. Kylie Smith gets it to Defer. Defer, a good swing. That gets down on the back line. And the score now extends to 14-12 in favor of Scottsdale. Actually gets cut, as now Jasmine Smith going to be on the serve. And Mannix yelling at her team. More importantly, it looked like Emily Holm is a little, as they weren't arranged very well. And it looks like they're going to protect Conway. They had Conway in the back, and they had 2 people in front of her, and the 2 people there were Emily Holm and Desi Reese. As now Scottsdale struggling to handle the ball, but they get it over to Glendale side. Now Jasmine Smith with the swing. It's right at home. And they're going to call a carry on Jasmine Smith. She might have been getting away with that all night, but not this time. As now serving for Scottsdale is Rafael Temple. And so Scottsdale trying to get themselves to a 5th set. Now the swing towards the back end kept alive by Valdez. Now Montoya swings and he gets in between the defense and down. So Glendale pushes themselves back to within 2. See if they can get themselves a run together to at least tie this game at 15. If not, take the lead for a good amount of time, as now Valdez with the serve gets to the back end at Conway. Now a swing. Kylie Smith keeps that alive, running over as Montoya. She keeps that up. Now it's Kylie Smith with a hard swing. That doesn't get down. Now right at the net. And it's going to be 4 hits on Scottsdale. They couldn't get it over the net in time. Lisa's stuck with a look of relief on her face. I think she wanted either the double hit or the carry. By the way, Glendale's going to get the point. Then now down only by 1. Now Valdez goes towards the back end. It's kept up there by the person in the back end. That was Conway, as Glendale couldn't keep the ball alive after the swing hits up the top of the net and it falls pretty low. Gave a couple of valiant effort at it, but nonetheless, down back by 2. And now serving is Emily Holm. Holm gets it towards the backside. Valdez keeps that alive. Now Kylie Smith to Montoya. Montoya goes cross court after a good pass by Kylie Smith. Ball comes in over here at the scorers table. And we have a 16-15 lead in favor of Scottsdale now. Now Montoya with a lob serve. Kept up by Holm. Kind of a bad pass. And right over the block on a tip. It gets down. And you could hear Coach Stuck yelling no. I think she knew where that ball was going. And so Scottsdale inching ever closer to that important 25-point mark. As now a serve to Jasmine Smith. She keeps that alive. It gets to Kylie Smith. Sets up Tregaboff. That goes off the top of the block. It looks like it was a mix of Ari King-Hill and Kenya Duran. And Glendale now within 1. And so it's going to be Tregaboff on the serve. Tregaboff goes over. And it's a rotation error by Scottsdale. That gives Glendale the point to tie the game. That is a bad mistake. That is horrible for Scottsdale. You can't have those, especially when you've been leading most of the set and you're trying to extend it to 5 as Holm gets the pass off from handling the serve now. Jasmine Smith. That was a good swing. It was coming right at her. She did all she could to pop it up, and she did, but it got right into the Glendale bench and fell. So despite that rotation error, Scottsdale gets themselves the lead 18-17. And now serving is Reese. Now Kylie Smith to Jasmine Smith. Jasmine Smith gets it off the top of the block where Holm handles it in the back row. Now it goes across. That's off the top of the block and falls on the Glendale side. And now it's 19-17 in favor of Scottsdale. And so for Glendale, a rough go so far in this fourth set. Is now the serve from Young. Young gets it to Montoya in the back end. Now Kylie Smith sets up La Liberty. Holm handles it. Now Kylie Smith at the net tries to knock it down. She couldn't. And it's going to be a double hit on Scottsdale as they try to get the ball over the net. And now Glendale back within one, so they're not going away without a fight. And they can't. They need to end this 4-game losing streak. Couldn't end it in 3 sets, so let's see if they can do it in 4. No, a good serve off the net, but out of bounds by La Liberty. It was a good low-line drive serve that hit the net, but couldn't keep it in bounds. And now coming in and serving ahead by 2 is Chase Conway. Now Conway is going to get to the back end. That's going to stay in. Good job by Traegerbach to keep that alive. Now it's Jasmine Smith who tries to go across court. Doesn't get down thanks to Boskowski. Now getting her over the top of the net, and actually just off the top was Young, but Glendale's going to get a chance. Montoya can't get it down. Now it's set up to Holm. Holm hits it into the open hole of the defense, and it looks like Glendale defensively, they're having some holes. And Lisa Stuck taking a timeout, maybe trying to correct those. We'll be back here. Glendale down 21-18 in the fourth set, but leading 2-1. Welcome back into Glendale Community College. My name is Seth Askelson. The Gauchos down 21-18 in the fourth set as they try to erase a 4-game losing streak as the serve gets to the back end of Traegerbach. Now Kylie Smith to Montoya. She swings. That's kept alive by Boskowski. Now the ball gets over. Now it's Jasmine Smith to Kylie Smith. Now a swing by Montoya. That doesn't get down. Now Jasmine Smith goes high up. Can't get that ball down. Now a swing by Holm goes to the back end to Valdez. Now it's Defer who tips it in between the blockers. Oh, that's going to stay alive. That was a very weird play as it fell nearly in between 3 Scottsdale players. And a quick tip that almost gets down, but Montoya was in position and ready for it. Now Montoya with the hard hit. That doesn't get down. Montoya's going to get it right back. Now it's Jasmine Smith off the top of the block, off the fingers of Desi Reese. And now the Gauchos pull within 2. So 20-19 in favor of Scottsdale. We're getting a timeout from the Artichokes. They lead at 21-19 in the fourth set. They're down 2-1 in sets. Welcome back into Gauchos live stream. Glendale trying to make sure they close this out in 4 sets, but they're going to have a little challenge ahead of them as they are down 19-21. As now there's a serve, and it's kept up there by Scottsdale's Reese. Now a swing towards the back end, kept alive by Valdez. Now Jasmine Smith with a tip. That's going to get towards the back end, but running after it there was Conway. She kept it alive. Now Kylie Smith pass to Montoya, who gets over to Jasmine Smith. He goes cross court in the middle of the defense for Scottsdale. And now the score 21-20. So the Gauchos needing one more to tie this game. Now Kylie Smith to serve. She gets it towards the back end. It's Conway, not a great pass. Now jumping over, and Coach Stuck not necessarily impressed there by Defer, trying to get the ball down. Now it's Jasmine Smith off the top of the block. Conway can't get to it fast enough. Stuck didn't look mega pleased with the way that play went down for Defer at the start. She tried to go right back over the top. Maybe almost got called for a carry or a double. Either way, Glendale now tied at 21. And it's Kylie Smith towards the back end. It's Conway who has trouble handling it, but she does a good enough job. And they swing into the block. Jasmine Smith, a brick wall up there tonight. And Glendale all of a sudden only 3 points away from winning this match. So 4-game losing streak for Glendale. Losing 3 of the last 5 for Scottsdale. Whose losing woes continue. As they swing over the top, it was a tip. That doesn't get down. Now it's Montoya with the kill in the middle of the Scottsdale defense, and we're going to get a timeout here. Timeout Scottsdale. Glendale all of a sudden leading 23-21. We'll be back here on the Gauchos live stream. Welcome back here to Gauchos live stream. Glendale needing 2 points to close out a 4-game losing streak and get back on their winning ways. Now Tragoboff gets over to Kylie Smith, sets up Montoya. That's in the block, but Defer keeps it alive. Now it's to Jasmine Smith, but it's going to be a double on Montoya. And Scottsdale now going to get a chance to tie this game. Now it's Boskovsky. Boskovsky with the serve, goes to the back line. Kept alive by Jasmine Smith, to Kylie Smith, to Montoya. She goes cross court, that's kept alive by Boskovsky. Now the swing there by Holm. That doesn't get down. Now it's Jasmine Smith with the tip. That's not going to go, but Glendale's going to get another chance on it. Now it's Montoya with the swing off the block. Coming over there was Conway. Now a tip over. Jasmine Smith keeps it alive. Montoya goes to the backwards. Valdez, she swings and it's going to go out of bounds to the left. And now we're all tied at 23. And Scottsdale trying to push it to a 5th set. Glendale trying to close it out right here. Boskovsky goes to the back. Valdez, Kylie Smith. The swing there by Defoe, that gets down. And Glendale needs one more point to get out of here with the Wednesday night victory. And to go up on Scottsdale, they'd go to 6-4. Scottsdale would go to 5-5, and they would sweep the season series. Here's the serve. It's Jasmine Smith to the back. Kept up there by Reese. Now the swing towards the back. It's too far. Oh, they thought it got tipped. No, they are going to call the tip. The line judge calls the tip on the Scottsdale side. And the fans thought the Gauchos had won, and they're all up in arms, but I believe that was the right call. As now it is served over the net. Jasmine Smith to Kylie Smith, who punches it, and they're going to call carry. Lisa Stark not too happy about that. I don't know about the call or about what Kylie Smith did, and the carry wasn't even called until Regina Mannix was jumping up for the call. As now Kylie Smith to defer. It's too far, and Scottsdale extends this game to a 5th set. So rough for Glendale, but this game's going to get to a 5th set. We'll be back here on the Gauchos live stream for that decisive set. Welcome back to Glendale, Arizona, 5th set. Glendale was up 2-0, dropped sets 3 and 4, so they got to find a way to dig one out here in number 5. Serving first for Scottsdale, it's going to be Reese. Reese gets it over. Diving there is Tregabov. Now Kylie Smith to Jasmine Smith, hits it off the top of the block, and now it's 1-0. And so 1-0 in favor of Glendale. Ball rolls back towards the court as it was hit pretty hard. So Kylie Smith now. She's going to get the serve. She gets it over. Kept alive there by Holm. Now it's up, over, off the top of the block. Well, Liberty can't find it, but luckily Montoya does. Now it's Jasmine Smith. Swings into the net, and she's extremely upset with herself the way that finished. Now coming in and serving for Scottsdale is Chase Conway. And so Glendale needing this game right now. They are down 4 in a row, and they cannot let this go to 5, especially in this one with Scottsdale, as the ball goes off of the hands of a few Scottsdale players and out for the Glendale point. Glendale only up by 1 in conference on Scottsdale, and if they'd win this, not only would they extend that lead to 2, actually they're tied, excuse me, not only would they get themselves a 1-game lead, but it would essentially be a 2-game lead, as they would have won the season series. But we can't get ahead of ourselves now, even though they're leading 2-1. They were up 2-0 at one point in this game sets-wise, as a tip by Tregoboff is nearly misplayed, but Glendale's going to get another chance. Now it's off the hands there of Chase Conway. Getting stuffed at the net was La Liberty, and the ball spins onto the Glendale side. And it's 2-2. Now the serve from Boskovsky. She goes towards the back. It's off Valdez's hands and down. And now Scottsdale. Remember, we only go to 15 here in the 5th set, folks. So each point is even more pivotal now. As now it gets over the net from Boskovsky. Now it's a swing there by Montoya. That doesn't get down. Boskovsky comes in. It's kept alive. And now Tregoboff gets it to Kylie Smith. The swing from La Liberty off the block. That's kept alive. Now Valdez knocks it up. Tregoboff with the tip. Almost to the center, but diving after it there was Conway, and all she could do is knock it right under the net. And we're tied at 3, so Glendale facing adversity and not going away quite yet. As coming in is Doyle. A little extra insurance on the serve there. So Doyle coming in now. She gets the signal to serve. Doyle a few bounces. Now she's going to get it over. It's towards the back line there. It was Therese. There's a bad pass, so Glendale's going to get an opportunity. Now Kylie Smith sets up to Fur. That doesn't get down. It's a misplayed ball by Reese. Gets into the net. Temple can't handle it. And now Glendale up 4-3. So Glendale needs to learn to kind of temper themselves and make sure they get over that final hump. As now here is the serve. That nearly gets down, but Scottsdale's going to get a chance at it. Kylie Smith with some good defense. Now it's to Tregoboff. That's off the block. Now Kylie Smith sets up Tregoboff again. She goes over the top of the block, but that's not going to get down. Now it gets blocked. Kylie Smith dives after it. She can't get to it. And we're tied back at 4. So coming in now for Scottsdale is Temple. Temple getting a few bounces. And now the swing. It gets to Doyle. Gets it to Kylie Smith. There's Montoya who goes cross court. That's not going to get down. And a little confusion. There's a double hit. And Glendale takes a 5-4 lead. So Montoya going back to serve. The Gauchos the all-around player and pretty much the all-around best player on this team, as Montoya gets Conway to mishandle the serve, but Scottsdale still able to get the ball over the net. Now Kylie Smith sets up to Fur. Tips it into a block. That might have been the easiest block Emily Holm will see maybe in her entire career. As now coming in for Scottsdale is Roar in favor of Conway. And so here is the serve. Montoya handles it well. Kylie Smith with the quick tip. Goes off the top of the net, and it fools Roar as it makes a little changeup off the top of the net. And so now it's 6-5 in favor of Glendale. And this time it's going to be Tregoboff. Now Tregoboff gets the ball over the net. It's kept up. Now Scottsdale with the swing there by Roar. It's going to get down, and we're tied at 6. So no team extending themselves farther than a 1-point lead here in the final set of this game. As there's the serve towards the back end. Doyle gets over to Kylie Smith at the front row. Now it's Jasmine Smith off the double block onto Scottsdale's side. And Glendale now up 7-6. So let's see if Glendale can get themselves to a 2-point lead. And Valdez now with the serve. Gets it back row. That's not going to get down. Now it goes over the top. Valdez almost slips as she makes that pass. La Liberty gets it over the net. And Coach Stuck not mega happy about that. Slamming her book in her hands now, standing up and pacing, but Glendale still has a chance. Now it's off of the face there of the Scottsdale player, Temple, and the ball finally gets down off the tip. And we are going to switch sides here. Score now 8-6. And Glendale, no team was really able to extend themselves, and all of a sudden Glendale up 8-6 now. So they can keep it up by 2. They'll be able to close this out in no time, but that's what I thought in the fourth set, and that didn't happen. Now Valdez with the serve. Nearly gets down, but it's kept alive there by Holm. Now the swing by Rohr, kept alive by the diving attempt of Tregaboff, but she can't keep it within the lines as it goes over the Scottsdale side and out of play. So now coming in to serve is Desi Reese. Reese gets the signal to serve, gives a few bounces, and now commences with the serve. Montoya handles in the back row. Kylie Smith over to Jasmine Smith. Off the top of the block, Boskowski was able to keep it alive. Now it goes over to the Glendale side. Kylie Smith over to All Liberty, swings it high and hard and out. And when Glendale up by 2 before switching sides, now we're tied at 8. And so neither team wanting to pull away in this 5th set. As now the serve over the top, and it was kept alive by Tregaboff. Now a swing to the empty deep hole in the defense. And so Glendale now up 9-8. Remember, it's 15 in this 5th and final set. Obviously win by 2, but Glendale putting themselves in a really good position. As now Kylie Smith gets it over the net. Boskowski keeps it alive. Now coming after in the swing by Rohr. And again, Tregaboff going low to keep it alive, but she hits it off the antenna. And now we're tied at 9. Coming in to serve is Conway. And now Conway with the serve. It goes over the top. Now Kylie Smith punches it, and it's going to go to Scottsdale. And we're going to get a timeout by Glendale, down 10-9 in the 5th set. We're back here on the Gauchos live stream. Welcome back to Glendale, Arizona. The Gauchos find themselves down 10-9 in the 5th set. As there's a serve there by Conway, a little mix-up in communication. Glendale hits it in the block but keeps it alive. Now it's Montoya with the swing, almost gets it down, but Scottsdale keeps it alive. Now it's home to the back end. That's kept up by Valdez. Smith now to the back, a one-handed attempt, and keeping it alive was Boskowski. Now a tip by Holm. Boskowski keeps it alive and over the Glendale net. Now a swing. That doesn't get down. Now it's in the speaker system, and they're going to call it out of play. As coming off the ceiling, that is legal. At least legal to play. Off the speakers, guess not. And we have a 10-10 tie. Now Jasmine Smith trying to get her team back into it. She gets it over. Now getting set up there is Holm. Holm hits it off the top of the net. That's kept up by Smith. And now the swing by Tregaboff. It's in her shoulder, and they're going to call a double on her. No, they're going to call a carry. Thought they were going to call a double. It only hit off her shoulder, then off her arms. Instead, they're just going to get her on the carry. And so Scottsdale, 4 points away from winning a match. They were down 2-0. Now towards the back end, Valdez keeps it alive. La Liberty with the swing. That's not going to get down. Now it's over, and there's a swing that is down by Emily Holm. And Glendale who is up 2-0 in this game. At one point went on a 22-3 run to close out the first and start the second set, is 3 points away from losing 5 in a row. We'll be back here on the Gauchos live stream. And we are back now, and it's Bobkovsky who's going to serve. And so it's Bobkovsky. She's going to get the serve. Her team up by 3. Valdez gets it to Kylie Smith. Now the swing by Montoya. That's kept alive there by Reese. Now a swing off the top of the block and out of bounds on the Scottsdale side. And Glendale now up, now down 12-11, getting themselves into it. Now Maya Doyle coming in to serve for La Liberty. So now Doyle is going to get a chance to serve. And here she comes with it. There it goes over the net. Not handled well. And at the top, Tragoboff gets battled there for the ball, but she's able to allow her team to get a good swing. Now it's home, kept alive there by Kylie Smith. Montoya gets it over there to Tragoboff. That's not going to get down. And a huge miscommunication by Scottsdale. Bobkovsky kept it alive, and every Scottsdale player backed away from the ball as it fell in the middle. And an unbelievable turn of events for Scottsdale. Now we're tied at 12. Timeout for the Artichokes. We'll be back. Welcome back into Gauchos live stream. Glendale tied at 12. And Doyle with the serve. It's to the back end. Not handled well there by Reese, but coming in to help out was Temple, and Scottsdale able to get that ball over. Now it's Montoya cross court. Up the hands there of Reese. And Glendale 2 points away. And so, let's see if Glendale can close this out now. In the fifth set, they were up 2-0. They allowed Scottsdale back into it, but it definitely could not be all for naught as they can get out of there for game. Funk is now Montoya with a swing off the block and down. Kylie Smith only on a Montoya, jacked up. Same thing with all the Gauchos. We have one more point. And they called it the other way. No, they called the point the other way. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. That for sure went off the block at the top. Either way, it's going to hit Montoya, and they're not going to get the double hit. Scottsdale is not, as they're screaming for it. Now home goes cross court and gets it down. And there is no way Montoya did not get that off the block. There's no way that ball would have moved sideways like that, the way she hit it. I don't know. I can see it from down here at the scores table, but I guess that's why I'm not paid to be in blue. Either way, Doyle keeps it alive. Kylie Smith sets it up for Triggerball. That's off the block. That one for sure is off the block. And it gets out of play. And so Glendale now tying it at 14 when really they had a chance to end this game. As now Montoya with a good serve to the back end. That was home. And now a swing, and it goes off the hands there of Doyle. And Scottsdale now 1 point away. And so here comes maybe the game-deciding serve by Emily Holm. Kept alive by Montoya. Kylie Smith over. That one's not going to get down. Can Scottsdale recover? It's going to get over by King Hill. Now serving or setting it up there to defer, and they're going to call a double hit. And that, I don't know if that's a makeup call or I don't know, but I guess you can call it even now. And going over to ask the referee is Rafael Temple about that. And Mannix nearly on the court, and they are going to have a discussion about it. We might have to get a replay. And if it's a replay, the second time the Gauchos might get disturbed, might get messed up on a call. I don't know if you could, not necessarily on this one you can't say they got screwed, because it certainly didn't look like a double hit, but there's a discussion between the two floor refs, and it's going to stay Glendale's way. So Glendale's going to get it back, but and a very heated Rafael Temple. And Scottsdale's got to avoid getting ejected. And now Mannix talking it out with the referee closest to the scorer's table here. And Mannix clearly not pleased with the explanation she got. It's what she's going to get, though. And Glendale will take it. And now barely keeping it alive was home. And there's the swing. Doyle keeps that one alive. Montoya dives for it. She can't pick it up. And now Glendale once again 1 point away from being down 5 in a row. And now here comes the serve from Mariah Jordan. Jordan floats it over. Kept out there by Tregaboff. Now goes to Smith. Jasmine Smith with a hard swing. That's kept alive there by Holm. It goes to the back end. Kept up by Doyle. Now Kylie Smith to Jasmine Smith. She tips it. That's not going to get down. Now the Gauchos have to get it over. It's Kylie Smith. She does a nice job of doing so. Now a swing by Rohr. It goes off Doyle. And that's going to do it. That's 5 in a row. And papers are everywhere on the Glendale sideline. That is devastating. And Montoya looks very displeased. And with Glendale, that's a tough one to swallow. It looked like they had this match nearly won. Montoya hit it what appeared to be off the block. It had to have been. There's no way that it wasn't. And after that, Glendale just couldn't recover, and that's a tough one to swallow. As at the end of the match, papers went flying everywhere. I don't know. It might have been out of the hands of the assistant coach there, Giatrodakis. It looks like it is as he's going to pick up his clipboard, but a rough way to end the night. But Glendale, they were up by 2 sets. They were up 2 sets to nothing. And it's a little upsetting for Glendale, and I don't know what Coach Stuck's going to say to her team or even post game, but that's just unimaginable for Glendale the way that game ended. And I mean, you can't blame it all on that. They had a chance to close it out in the 4th set, and they couldn't. They were up 23-22. They couldn't close it out, and they tried to close it out here, and it looked like they had an opportunity. It looked like Oriana Montoya really got them up 15-14. Instead, they said it wasn't off the block, and I mean, whether I think it did or not, it doesn't matter because it went the way of Scottsdale, and Scottsdale ended up closing it out. And so that'll do it here from Glendale. Thank you for joining me, Seth Askelson, and an unfortunate way for GCC to end, but they're going to get another opportunity. They've dropped 5, but they are going to go to Chandler Gilbert on Friday, and we'll see if they can continue to get back to their winning ways as they head down the stretch. There's not a ton of games left. Chandler Gilbert, they are 2-14, 0-8 in conference, so GCC, they might need one just to get off the hide there, and it looks like they will. And so we'll see what the Gauchos have in store for us on Friday. Thank you for joining me, Seth Askelson, on this Wednesday night. If you decided to join me instead of watch a Diamondbacks game, or you were unable to listen to it or watch it, Diamondbacks did end up winning the game 11-8, so they will be taking on the Dodgers in the National League Division Series Friday night. My name is Seth Askelson. Thank you for joining us on Gauchos live stream. Scottsdale wins 3-2. Have a great night, everybody.